Ladies and gentlemen, guess who is back? Back again. Yes, the Slipstream Entrepreneurs podcast is back, and I am back with the one, the only, the most incredible Hannah Brooks.
Morning.
Hannah.
We are back. I'm so excited. So excited to be back.
It's honestly, I'm actually well excited about this because it's been a little bit of a break that we've had from season 1. Obviously, we're going into season 2. Tell us a little bit about season 2.
I mean, I think after season 1, we realised a lot of things. So based off of what you guys were saying, listening, we realised that something everybody really wants to focus on is mindset. And obviously me and you, Rich, we're very much of the mindset of focusing on mindset. So for us, we're in the mindset business, you know. For us, we are here to showcase how we develop our mindsets and how it can affect our daily lives. And I think we want to share that with you all. Obviously, including some guests and stuff that, you know, are in racing still and have been or will be, or all these kind of different things, but really focusing in on how they develop that mindset. You know, some of our guests last season, really kind of hammered home what they do. And I think that was so interesting to us that we really want to focus this season on that, which I'm really excited about.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there. At the end of the day, I think mindset is everything. And I know you said that earlier, because I mean, we've chatted to a lot of people. One of the people we chat to is Callum Webber, the one and only, and he says energy is everything. And we kind of broke it down a little bit deeper to say actually mindset is everything, because mindset leads to energy. It creates your energy, which then energy is everything. So we then loop back and say actually mindset is everything. And I know it's something that we've both personally been on a journey. I talk about personal development a lot. I talk about mindset a lot. I talk about mental health a lot. All links into one. But let's just start from the I was going to say the beginning, but the basics. Let's start off with we've broken down mindset into numerous different things previously. But for you, Hannah, what is mindset?
I think mindset is just how you approach something, right? So if you're going through a tough time, you have a choice, and your choice is determined by your mindset. So your mindset is your approach to that situation. And I think for me, having gone through a lot of tough times in the past and learning that my approach will dictate then what happens to me going forward, that's why mindset is important to me and what it means to me. And at the end of the day, it takes a lot of practice to get into a good, positive mindset. Because I have to say, if you'd have asked people around me 2 years ago, they'd say I'm quite a negative, realistic person. And I think over the last couple of years, I've really tried to prove to myself that I'm capable of being positive and all of these things. So I think the more you practice it, the harder it is to go back. And when you do go back, you realise, this isn't useful anymore. You know, this negative mindset is just not useful for me anymore. So I guess, for me, that's what mindset would be. But I mean, what about you? Because you have more practice than me.
I don't know. I mean, I've certainly invested into a hell of a lot of books, a lot of audio books. I've been on courses. You know, I've done a lot in personal development. I'm very open-minded. I've explored spirituality. I've looked into religion. I've looked into all different sorts of bits. And, you know, for me, I think mindset is what we think about every single day. And the mindset dictates our actions and how we live our lives. And like you said, I think you put it really, really well. The choices that we have. And it's not just like the big decisions, but choices of everyday little things. So if you think about, our days are made up of choices from start to finish. We've got the choice to get out of bed in the morning. That is a choice that everyone has. And people say, I don't have a choice, I've got to go to work. No, that's a choice. That's a choice to go to work. And every single decision that we make in a day, whether it's what we have for breakfast, whether it's if we brush our teeth, whether it's if we go to work, whether it's what we do at work, whether we look after our kids, if you've got kids, how we do everything all day is all made up by choices. And, it's that mindset dictates how we make those choices. We can either go one way or another. There could be multiple choices, but which way we choose is all dictated by our mindset. And you can break it down to everything, like, who you spend your time with. And I'm sure we'll cover that at some point, how your environment is a massive part of that, who you choose in your surroundings, like what you do in your surroundings, the self-talk you have, because actually I believe that you're surrounded by yourself all day. You can dictate how you are thinking day in, day out, and throughout that day. So I think it's a massive topic. It is a really big topic. And I know we said we're going to limit this to 20 minutes. And I think we're going to have multiple ones of these because it's going to be such a big, it's going to be such a big topic to sort of cover. But I mean, for you, Hannah, when you start your day, and I know we know each other well, and like we'll try and explain this to the listeners, but when you start your day, what do you do immediately when you get up?
I mean, so I've got a pretty good routine, to be fair, and I'm quite lucky to live in a household which is routine driven. So we will get up, we will walk the dog, we will come back, we will have breakfast and a cup of tea or coffee, and then I will sit down to journal. And I say meditate. I listen to kind of guided meditation, just because I do find it helps to really focus my thoughts and kind of just really get myself into that kind of focus space. So let's for me, that's kind of...
Let's stop there.
Yeah.
Because you've hit three really good points. So I'll break that down, and I want you to carry on in a moment. But I thought actually stopping there would be ideal because there's three really good points there. Like your morning walk, and walking the dog, getting out in nature, etc. is one. The journaling 2, and then the meditation 3. So start off with that morning walk. Like, tell us a little bit more about that and what that does for you.
I mean, it's not an exciting walk where I live, mainly because we're in the city, so it's pretty paving stones. But you know what? It's amazing the things that I've noticed on those morning walks, and I'm talking really things that people will walk past every day, but to me, give me a lot of joy. So every morning I'll walk past the garden and I'll see it change throughout the seasons, and I'll see the flowers change every season. And it gives me a lot of joy seeing that, and seeing that someone else has taken their time to make something so amazing. And it reminds me a lot of that kind of process, and I find a lot of joy in that. Just on a morning walk, before I've even spoken to anyone, I have that given to me just from walking around the block. And like hearing the bird song in the morning, it just kind of starts to wake you up and refresh you. So for me, like, it's such an important part of the day. Don't get me wrong, I can't do it every day because we all have busy lives that move constantly, but it is a non-negotiable, really, because the dog will literally pester me until she does go out. I don't really get a choice in the matter, but it's great for me because it just keeps me having that natural movement every day, regardless, as soon as I wake up. It's not so nice, I have to say, now it's pitch black, but it's still like I will see the stars in the morning, and I can see the stars just above us, and like that in itself is a gift. So it's kind of these morning walks, although to some people are really mundane, for me, I've seen a lot of beauty in those mundane moments, and I think that has helped my mindset grow hugely. And I'm really grateful for that, to be honest. And I think just being grateful itself is such an act to do in the morning.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that. I'm actually so glad you said that, because as you're talking about noticing things, I've really noticed previously that I will start noticing more things when I'm grateful for the things around me already. And I think that's part of it, is that you only see what you see, but actually if you start being grateful for what you are seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, all those different senses, all of a sudden you start seeing more things starting to appear. And like you said, they're hidden in plain sight. Most people walk past these things day in, day out. And actually, when you start appreciating what's around you and then you start seeing more things, you're just like, wow, like, this is incredible. Like, generally, it's incredible what is out there. So I think that's a great start to the day, of being grateful for what you do have, for what you're seeing, what's around us, what's in this world. Because I was chatting to someone in the gym yesterday morning. I love a sauna and steam room session. That's my non-negotiable in the morning. But I was chatting to them and saying that, I mean, someone was whinging about the politics that going on in the world at the moment, both here in the UK and the USA. And, you know, they left and I was left with this guy, and we were just chatting, and we just said, like, you know what? We can't control it.
Yeah.
We can't control what's going on in the world. So why are we worrying about it? And it's like one of the things I say to myself, especially with my sport, is control the controllable. We can only do what we can do. Everything else is out of our control. Let's not worry about it. Like, let's leave that to other people. But I think that's the thing, is that actually let's be grateful for what we do have, because there's so many people out there who are in worse situations than what we're in. Let's be grateful for what we do have. Let's be grateful for the people around us, the communication that we have. You know, there's always someone worse off in all different sorts of sectors of life. So gratitude is a great start. Obviously, next you talked about journaling. What do you do with journaling?
It's a very structured journal for me. So I kind of come up with a format that really works for me. Bought myself a brand new notepad so I can really, like, that is my journal. And it follows this kind of pattern, which is, and this is a bigger subject as well. So I will say 10 things I'm grateful for, as we've just spoken about. 10 things, and it could be anything. And then I go into affirmations. So I actually use the Secrets app, which in itself I think should be its own podcast. But they give you daily affirmations based on the things you want to be really focused on. And I'll write those out. I'll say them out loud to myself, or in my head, or whatever is appropriate probably at the time. And then after that, I will write out things that I am visualizing as if those things have already happened and I am grateful for them. And that is my journal. So it's a full page of an A4, essentially, that I write every morning. But what about you? I know you journal, so what? Let's compare. What do you tend to do?
I love what you've said there. I really do love the fact of, you know, and taking up a full A4 page. I mean, I don't go to that extent.
My hands do start to hurt, to be fair.
Yeah, I can imagine.
If Biro wants to sponsor me, feel free.
I was literally going to say the same thing. Is like, you know, if there's any pen sponsorship deals going, then actually this is an idea. Or notepads. I have a tendency. You know what? I'm going to say this out loud. And if this is a crime, I do apologise. It's no comment in interview. But you know, when you go to like hotels and they leave like notepads out, are they there to take? Are they there to use while you're there? I mean, at least they get used regularly. I do write some stuff, and then obviously that's quite important stuff, so I do take the notepad away.
Yeah.
Does that class as theft? I don't know. Let's just leave it as that. But I do, like you said, I love journaling. I like writing down what I'm grateful for, and that normally varies. So in the morning I will think of, you know, and it's whatever comes to me at the end of the day. I actually do my meditation first and then go into my journaling. But whatever's like come to me, I will be grateful. And some days, don't get me wrong, I have to think long and hard what I am actually grateful for, and we'll write that. I write 2 lines of what I'm grateful for. And then I read my goals, which are affirmations. I've written them as I wrote them as affirmation, as not my goals as affirmations. So then I'll read them out and really believe and see it happening as well. And I've also got my I can't remember, a vision board there as well. So I also see those goals that I want to achieve too, which is amazing, because I'm quite a visual person, so I like seeing what I'm going to achieve. So and that's special. That's special for me. In the evening, I also write my gratitude, but I write my gratitude of what I'm grateful for that happened in that day,
Yeah.
rather than what I'm grateful for in the future, or what's around, or random things. I say something that I've been grateful for that day, and again, still go through my goals, which is special.
It's interesting because I've tried both morning gratitude and evening gratitude, and I find doing evening gratitude far more relaxing and far more purposeful. But I find morning gratitude really good to get in myself in the right headspace. So it's almost like doing both is ideal because it helps you then shut down the day, close the day of your head, and just think, right, I'm grateful for so much. And you go to bed feeling that kind of grateful to just be able to go to bed. But waking up and saying, I'm grateful for this, and this, it just gets you into such a refreshed, positive headspace. And we've had many meetings together where we can tell the difference between the days where we haven't done that and we have done that. And I think that's the thing. Like, and we both will be very honest with each other. Like, I've messaged you numerous days and gone, I am having a shocker. Like, I am not in that right headspace today. And that's okay. But we can tell and you can tell. And I challenge anyone listening to give it 30 days of doing something like this. Journal, be grateful, see how it affects your life, and then go a few days without it and just see the difference. Because I've done that when I started and it is staggering, and I just don't think I could go back now.
I think I'll tap into that as well, because I believe that that's the compound effect. And I think Einstein said the compound effect was the eighth wonder of the world. I may have completely butchered that, by the way.
I don't know. We'll have to look it up.
But it sounded pretty good, so we're going to go with it. So Albert Einstein, congratulations. I hope it's you as well. But anyway, the compound effect, for those who don't know, is obviously doing something daily over a period of time, or doing something for a period of time. So if you imagine like a water, think of a rock and water dripping on it, and you think the water will just drip over a rock at the end of the day. Over time, that water will start to corrode that rock, or whether that smooth it or whether that corrode it away or whatever, it will start breaking away at it. You look at the oceans and how the waves crash against the rock, and you think, if you just dumped a load of water on that, what would it do? Absolutely nothing. But because it does it over time, that's where it starts breaking away. And it's the same with us at working on the other way. Again, building stuff up. Going to the gym. You don't just go to the gym for
1 session,
like 8 hours, and suddenly you're a bodybuilder. No, that takes time. It takes consistency, and you've got to go every single day to make that happen. And that's exactly what the compound effect is in your mind as well, is that actually you need to think about these things regularly. You need to do these things where doing gratitude once for a few hours isn't going to make a difference in your whole life. But if you do like 10 minutes or, even 5 minutes, whatever it is, just a couple of minutes each day for, like I said, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, people talk about a 90-day period and things like that, but however long you do it for, you'll notice that starts building up and building up, building up. And you know how they turn around and say 1% better every day and you're 365% better? I actually think it's more than that, because actually it's the build up of all that together.
More like 500%.
But I think it's even more. Someone actually said to me the other day that actually it's 36,500% better. And I was like, how the hell did you get that? And they turned around and said, well, actually, if you think about it, because it then multiplies on top, then actually you're building that. So if you imagine on a graph, it'll come along slowly, and it will just jump up. And all of a sudden you've hit something incredible from something that you just thought, well, I'm just doing something little every day. And honestly, I think it makes a huge, huge difference.
It is amazing. And I think there's so much to discuss around that. And I'm really excited to unpick this and potentially with the guests and just kind of really hone in on this, because, think of a racing driver who's been battened down every day with no's from sponsors every day. No. you are that rock being battered by water over time, right? And you need to stay strong, and you need to have that right mindset, and eventually you'll become something greater. You just need to be consistent, have the right mindset. If you're negative, you will only see the negative. That's the thing. Like, we see so many opportunities in everything that we now have so many opportunities that we need to multiply ourselves by about 5. But if we were to just see everything as a problem, all we would have is problems. And I know which side of the coin I'd rather be on.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to be honest, Hannah, we could talk about this hours. Literally hours. I think it's best that we leave that there for this first episode. But obviously, we are going to unpick a whole load of different things in this, and I think we're going to build. This is like a stepping stone. We're going to build on top of this, and this is going to come into something rather special. It's a great season opener. We obviously want to get some guests on at some point. Who would be your dream guest?
I mean, we still want Susie Wolf on. I think she's amazing. I only found out this week that she used to be karting with Lewis Hamilton, and those two are like best buds, which I thought was like an amazing thing, which I didn't realise, which blew my mind slightly. But I still think she'd be great to have on. I think her mindset is fantastic, and I would love to hear how she kind of monitors that and has done in her career and personal life. But to be honest, like, everyone has a story with mindset, right? So I'll happily speak to anyone about mindset. Anyone. So yeah, what about you? Who would you like on?
Well, I'm gonna go for the author of my favourite book, and by the way, that isn't my book.
I just want myself on.
I just invite myself on, a bit of publicity for my book and all that kind of. I don't know if you guys know that I've written a book, but hey, it's out on Amazon. It's available now. No, my favourite book is a book called "Change Your Mindset, Change Your Life" by Garen Jones, and if I can get Garen Jones on to speak about his story, what he found, honestly, I know he does podcasts, and he does massive podcasts. So it's kind of like he has to come on the Slipstream Entrepreneurs podcast because it's a massive podcast. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to get him on. I'd love to have a chat with him, 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 at the end of the day. I think he'll be incredible. If we can make that happen, that'd be amazing. So I am going to tag him in this. So hopefully he will see it, he will hear it and go, yeah, I'm in, let's go. And I'm going to manifest it. I'm going to manifest Garen Jones will be on our podcast.
There we go.
I know it's going to happen. So no, I'm really excited. But Hannah, it's been a great start. I am really excited for this season. This is going to be absolutely incredible. Obviously, it's going to be available episode once a week. We'll put it out there. Please please subscribe, please share what we're doing. It's really beneficial for us to help others. That's what we're all about. We're all about helping others. So please feel free to share, to subscribe, and we will see you next week. Thank you very much.